Hey, Daisy. Hey, y'all. It's DJ Kitty.
And Miss Morningstar.
And you are tuned into Our Plugs, a community connection where culture, commerce, and community come together on one powerful platform.
Absolutely. This is a show that connects Black and minority-owned businesses, nonprofit organizations, entrepreneurs, community leaders, and change makers all in one place. We don't just talk, we build, we uplift, and we plug you into the resources that help our community grow.
Yep. From business ownership and financial empowerment to mental health, education, arts, culture, and justice. This is a space where real conversations meet real solutions.
I know that's right. So wherever you're listening, whether it's from home, at work, or on the move, stay locked in because you're officially plugged into Our Plugs, the community connection.
Now let's get into today's show. Good morning, Holly Springs, Mississippi. Good morning, Memphis, Tennessee. Today is what? Today is Wednesday. Yes, it is Wednesday morning, hump day, halfway through the week. And looking forward to the weekend. We sure are. I am blessed to have my sister, MrsJack, on co-hosting with me today. MrsJack, good morning, MrsJack. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning, everybody out there in radio land. I am wonderful. Happy hump day.
Yes, happy hump day. And let's say good evening to our family and friends on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being a part of our family, a part of our journey. We appreciate each and every one of you for showing up and showing out. We couldn't do it without you. So thank you for your time. If you're out there, please share the live, share the YouTube live, TikTok live, Instagram live, Facebook live. Share the live. Invite your family, invite your friends to listen in. Today is How's Your Mental? And we have Counselor Nikki and MrsJack on, and we are going to talk about overdose awareness and prevention. We also have a special guest who will join us right before our show. Her name is Conita Riggs Walker, and if you listen to the show on Monday, she was our guest on Monday. And she's back because she has a foundation, and I'm going to let her talk about that and just do a deep dive into how she got started and what's the reason, what's the purpose behind it. But before we get to any of that, I have to remind you guys every day to drink your 16 ounces of water. I want you guys to listen to DJ Kitty. Drink your water, okay? It is important, especially now that it is hot as HELL outside. You want to drink your water. Also take your morning medications, your vitamins, and eat you a delicious breakfast. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. I had, this morning I had toast and avocado with a boiled egg. It was so good. It was so good. So you have to, and plenty of water and a cup of coffee. All right, because y'all know I love my coffee. This is my second. No, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. This is my third cup of the day.
That's a big old cup.
It's still just ounces. Don't do me, Miss Jack.
That's a big old cup.
It is a big, pretty cup. It's only 8 ounces. Hello, Barbara Wilkins. We see you in there. All right. So in lieu of Miss Morningstar's affirmations, I am going to pull the cards because this is easier for me. So today I will forgive. Today I will forgive any past mistakes I've made and love myself unconditionally. I feel that one. Today I am excited. Today is going to be the best day ever. Today is a fresh start. Today is a brand new day that I will embrace as a new beginning and make the most of this day. Today I am respectful. Today I will acknowledge other people's thoughts and feelings as well as my own. Today I am brave. Today I will step up to every challenge with courage. Today I make a difference. Today I will stay focused, work hard, and do my very best at everything I do. Today I am powerful. Today I know that I have the power and wisdom to accomplish everything I choose to do. Today I am happy. Today happiness and love will fill my heart and soul all day. And last but not least, today I will not compare. Today I will not compare myself to others. I will find true peace in my own life. That's right. There's only one you. You cannot be duplicated. Even if you're a twin, you cannot be duplicated. This is
Okay.
your only life, okay? So get out there and enjoy it. All right, y'all ready for this weather? Because let me tell you, it's all over the country. It's hot. It is just hot. And then
It
there's
is.
flooding in the Midwest. It
There are
floods
states now that are feeling the highest amount of heat they have ever had. I
ever.
haven't seen so many heat waves. We watch the news and you'll see like the Weather Channel, and it when you get over by like Arizona
Hmm.
and Nevada, they are looking at 110, like in
Showers.
the teens, and then
Nope.
everybody else is usually kind of like mid temps. They're up in the high 80s and 90s. So this is different, y'all. Y'all have to really drink water. For the people that don't like drinking water, put some ice in it. Put some
Lemon
electric.
and
Put
put
something
some
in it.
lime
Just
in it, Put
right.
something in it, but drink that water. Not
Yeah.
sugar, though. Don't drink sugar
Not
water.
sugary, right? The one thing you can't, there's no substitute for water. Soda does not make up for water. Anything else you drink doesn't make up for water. So get you some water in there.
Absolutely. Not even tea. Tea is not as bad as coffee because of the
Mhm.
caffeine, but you can also always um can always dilute your coffee. You can always dilute your tea. But let me tell you, drinking water is it should be everybody's go-to now. All right.
Yeah.
Holly Springs today, you have a high of 98, a low of 75. It feels like 106 degrees during the day, 75 at night with a 10% chance of rain. Winds are out of the southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. It is going to be sunny and hot. Plain and simple. Humidity will be moderate during the day and high at night. Drink your what? Water. Memphis, Tennessee. Today you have a high of 101, a low of 78. It feels like 109 degrees during the day and 83 at night with a 7% chance of rain. Where's those data centers at in Memphis?
Oh
In
my
Tennessee, in Memphis. Uh-huh. Winds are to the southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. It's going to be sunny and scorchingly hot. Drink plenty of water. Humidity is moderate during the day and high at night. And stay out the sun. It is way too hot for folks to be out. I hope that the school
goodness.
system have enough common sense not to make those boys go out and play in pads and practice for those football
Mm-mm.
games. Because that,
A
look,
little boy got hurt. I think a young man passed away because they wouldn't let him get drink water. It is not a normal heat. You cannot just be out in it and not replenishing your body. You have to
they wouldn't
rehydrate.
let him drink water.
Yeah.
They
But
wouldn't let
no, they were um usually during football practice they have water breaks, and I don't know if he was just really hot at the moment or what, but they denied him a water break, and I think he passed out later. And he passed away. Heat exhaustion. When
heat
you're
exhaustion.
exercising, you're burning more. Our bodies are 70% water, so think about you exercising is burning the water. The sun is draining some of the
Yeah.
water. You're
You're
depleted,
sweating. Hmm.
yeah, you're sweating. The water is
And
leaving
your
your body. You got
temperature
to
has
put it in.
risen. Your temperature rises and it causes a
Mhm.
heat stroke. Look,
Yes.
parents, talk to your coaches.
Hmm.
Don't be afraid. Talk to them and make sure that your children are being protected. Let's get to
Hmm.
Houston. Houston, high today of 98. Low of
Oh.
79. It feels like 104 degrees during the day and 90 at night. Winds are to the south southwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. It's going to be sunny and hot.
Mm.
Humidity is moderate during the day and high at night. Yeah, it's just hot. Plain and simple. It is
Everywhere.
hot and it's ridiculous and you try not to think about it, but what can you do? What
You
can you
know
do?
who I feel bad for?
Homeless people?
The homeless. I feel bad for the homeless. I feel bad for anybody that works outside.
Outside.
If your job is predominantly outside, you can't get away from work. In the military, we actually had breaks because if it was too hot, it was dangerous, but we could stop for a minute. But people that actually work outside all day long,
Yeah, me
please,
too. Yeah, I
please.
mean, I just look like, how can they endure this type of heat? But after you've done it for so long, I guess your body gets adjusted to it. My
I
body would
can.
never adjust to that. No, no.
I want to just
I,
the cold.
no, my body definitely won't adjust to cold. So let's get into some news that you can use. Now, I do have some good news out of Memphis, Tennessee that I wanted to share with our family, our listening audience. I know, come through Memphis. So Hyde Family Foundation awards more than 3 million in grants, more than half directed to education. Come
Oh,
on,
come
improve. As
come
Memphis
on.
students return to school, the Hyde Foundation is investing in strong teachers, school leadership, and career paths that help students move from classrooms to opportunity. That's what we're supposed to be doing.
Right.
This is the foundation that people need to get behind. Hyde Family Foundation today announced in its first funding cycle of 2026, awarding more than 3 million to 23 community partners across Memphis. More than half of the funding, 1.53 million, across 9 grants will support education partners working to strengthen schools, teachers, and career pathways at a moment of significant change in Memphis classrooms. We welcome this. The
Wow.
chair and CEO of Hyde Foundation, her name is Barbara Hyde. Kudos to you. Thank you for everything that you're doing. You didn't have to do that. You don't have to, but it's in your heart to do it. And we truly appreciate you. She said, our work is guided by a simple question: are students better off? These grants support partners who are helping make sure the answer is yes. Yes, ma'am. Thank you,
Wow.
Hyde Family Foundation. Thank you, Barbara Hyde, the chair and CEO. This is how you give back to your community.
All right.
This is how you give back. That is wonderful. Shout out to Memphis doing big things.
I
All
think you
right.
can never lose if you invest in education,
You can't.
because the children, when you start with children that are eager to learn. I saw a video on probably TikTok, I believe, where they had it might have been Instagram. They had teachers, and they were showing up like a slideshow of the teachers getting the students excited, and they were decorating the classrooms for the students to come in, and it was just something to get them happy about going to school. And when you
Mm-hmm.
have schools that need, you know, improvements, and they can't really get that from the states, or get things fixed, when you have donations like the Hyde family, that helps.
Absolutely, it does. And it's needed. It's needed in all of our communities. There's not
Mhm.
a community in America that can't, doesn't need support from not just the community, but those leaders to ensure that our future generation that's coming up behind us, they have what they need. If we're left up to this administration, baby, please,
They're
I'm not
trying to take away Head Start, so we
okay.
can't we
They don't
can't
want to
even
feed people. They
we
don't. They don't. They put, who is the lady over education? Linda McMahon.
Linda McMahon, whose family is famous for wrestling, is over the
I'm so
Department of Education, which tells you everything she does not know about the Department of Education. So when we have people like that in charge of funding for rural and urban community schools, we already know that the money is not going where it needs to be.
not at all. Isn't that the same lady that didn't know AI versus A1?
She didn't know Ruby Bridges was, one, still alive, and two, who she was. So for that right there, she probably knew who Hulk Hogan is, but
I can't. Not today. You're
she's talking.
right. That is 1,000% correct.
We have people that don't care about education in charge of education. Put it like that.
Those are the people who aren't educated. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on to Holly Springs or Mississippi. So Al Sharpton, he wants Nolan Wells' death probe if the Democrats take the House. He wants to do a probe into all of them, a full investigation on. I'm saying, from Al, if you're listening, we need to get the coroner, the the all of the
Start with her.
addicts. Yeah,
Start with her.
When I say all of them,
what
you
is her
better get them
name?
all.
Is her last name Smith? I can't think of her first name right now, but we definitely
Evil,
need to
evil.
start with her because there was a lot of issues with her and previous autopsies that she did for Black people. We need to start right there and then
Yeah,
go up. But before we even win the House, we need to get this investigation. They're supposed to be sending it up for the grand jury to look at it. So hopefully the grand jury will look at it because, like they say, you can indict a ham sandwich. True,
you can.
but there's too much. There's too many unknowns surrounding it.
There you
Had
go.
it been a regular drowning, we would have known it would have been over already. So clearly, it's not
Yeah,
regular.
clearly it's not. He said if we have a change in January and there is a Democratic House, I said that if Hakeem becomes a speaker, he needs to have the chair of the judiciary subpoena them to the judiciary department. Yes, all of them, every last one of them. That's why it is imperative that everybody get off your behinds and go vote. Take everybody in your household over the age of 18. If they don't
For,
vote, if you don't vote, you don't eat.
for
That's
the
the way I
people
feel.
that are confused, we had more people that didn't vote for Kamala Harris that didn't vote at all
Didn't vote
than
at all.
did vote for Trump or Kamala. So the percentage that voted for Trump, the percentage that voted for Kamala, both were smaller than the percentage of registered voters that actually did vote. So to sit home and think that your vote doesn't count, that is null and void. And I always say, if our vote didn't count, they wouldn't be fighting so hard to take it from us. So listen, in my opinion, I don't even think people should be able to complain about something if you didn't even get up and go vote. You shouldn't even have a say in complaining about things that's going on.
I heard someone, a commentator, I don't know if it was DJ, I heard someone saying, it escapes me exactly who it was, that everybody should live off of how they voted. So I think it was DJ. So if you voted Republican and they take away all of your health care, then you voted Republican, it applies to
you. Don't get it.
If you voted Democrat, you continue on with all the services that you have.
Exactly.
So if y'all don't want to vote, if you don't want to fix things, then you need to stay over there. Okay? Because that mindset that all you're going to do is hurt us, baby, you don't even realize you've already hurt you.
The nerve of people who
the nerve
saw their SNAP, their EBT, their government assistance this year. You saw it play out in real time. There was a month where you probably didn't get it. There was a month where you might have got kicked off of it, and now you're trying to get re-registered to get back on it. You saw this play out in real time, so you know your vote matters. You need to pick a day and go vote. I don't care if you have to be off a couple hours, and I know that's easier said than done because some people can't afford to miss work, but there are voting days on the weekend.
Yes, on the weekends as well. So you can go vote. If you can make time
to go to a concert,
concerts and to clubs and go hang out.
Exactly.
Party, you can make sure that your voice is heard, your vote is counted. If you can do everything under the sun, you should be able to protect yourself. And make sure that your children have what they need in order to survive in this country. I mean, how ridiculous is it for you to think that somebody else is supposed to take care of your responsibility?
I think a lot of people sat back and said they got it.
They got
it. I believe that's why some people didn't get up to go vote. I think they thought we had it handled. There was so much push behind Kamala Harris. They didn't realize the push behind the hatred. The hate, power, love sometimes when you have that much power behind it. So this year we failed the first open book test. This is our second open book test. It's never been about who's right for the country and who's wrong because it was obvious. So it was about people voting for who they like as a person. And we voted for Kamala because she was qualified. Right now, we got somebody, if you haven't seen that this man is not qualified in this year and a half, almost 2 years, there's nothing really we can say to change your mind, but at least vote to make sure you can go to the doctor I'm going to give y'all one point, and I want women to hear me when I say this. They had a whole hearing on women's health last week, and it was 20 or 40 men. Not one
Men,
woman was sitting
not
in that
one
hearing
woman.
deciding about women's bodies. So
Go
there you
vote.
go. That's what we
I
got
mean,
going.
that right there should tell everybody exactly what they need to know. If
Mm-hmm.
if men can sit in a room and decide what happens can and cannot happen to women's anatomy,
Mm-hmm.
and you're going to question voting, I, I I don't even, like you said, there's nothing else I can say besides, you get what you get and you don't have a fit. I don't want to hear not now, not none, not now,
Man, piece
not
of
now.
complaining
I bet
about
not
you
hear it.
nothing.
Not
Not,
now. I don't tell it.
we're
Look,
in a season of no more sympathy.
no.
No more sympathy for you if you sat home and did nothing and now you have something taken away from you. It's already bad enough that people that did vote for Kamala, that did vote for democracy, are having things taken away, and we got to pay higher gas with the Looney Tunes who caused the foolishness. But if you didn't even get up and try, we don't have no sympathy for you.
I don't have anything to say to you. I mean, I have a thing about talking to people who are unintelligent. I just can't do it. Let's take a quick commercial break. We're going to come back and bring up Nikki and, of course, our special guest, Konita. I can't wait until you guys meet her. You are listening to Our Plugs, the Community Connection on WKRA 92.7 The Change. We'll be right back after this quick commercial break.
Remember, Iran doesn't have a choice in a lot of this because we destroyed so much. And I'll give you a quick math equation. Okay, maybe they do end up getting $20 billion, let's say. Let's say we're still $300 to $500 billion ahead, considering we destroyed their Navy, destroyed their Air Force, destroyed all those nuclear facilities I already spoke about, their steel manufacturing, their drone manufacturing, and so many other things. We destroyed all that and closed their ports. We're pretty far ahead.
So we destroyed everything, and we're going to pay them to rebuild it all, pay them to open the strait that was already open for free. And at the same time, people here in the district can't afford to eat, can't afford their health care, and can't afford rent. Got it. If that don't make sense to you either, please consider supporting my campaign. Go to BernardTaylorForCongress.com. Let's bring some change here to Florida.
Mommy-daughter duo, Counselor Nikki and Addie, want to welcome you to the Sparkleverse, where every child has a light that is uniquely their own. Through heartwarming adventures like in Addison's Sparkle, unforgettable characters and everyday moments like in Kai Finds a Spark, children learn bravery, resilience, and the power of believing in themselves. Find us at CompassionCreationsPress.com and at OurPlugs.com. Hope we help you find your sparkle.
Welcome to a world that sparkles. You have found your one-stop shop. Sparklekix has everything to outfit you from head to toe. Well, not everything, but close. From crochet hats, to sassy tees, to our custom blinged out Crocs and sneakers, we have it all. You can even customize your home with our resin art. Whether it's a custom set of coasters or K-cup holder, handmade dominoes or your kid's very own custom tic-tac-toe board, we are here for you. We are located on Etsy, Our Plugs LLC, and the TikTok shop.
If you're looking for one of Cleveland's best hidden gems, this Black-owned spot will change your life. I started off with the best espresso martini I've ever had, the Mochattini. Rich, smooth, and absolutely perfect. Chef made it herself. The ambiance is beautiful and cozy. It's a small, intimate space, so definitely make a reservation. It feels like you're dining right in someone's home. For my appetizer, I had the Moroccan grilled shrimp, which was perfectly cooked and super flavorful. Chef Konita and her husband made the night so personal, introducing themselves, sharing their story, and giving us the history behind Docks on Harbor. That type of storytelling makes the experience unforgettable. Then came the lamb chops with collard greens and sweet potato. Hands down, the best lamb chops I've ever had. I finished with a hui ho, a banana bread crumble topped with vanilla bean ice cream, meaning until we meet again. And trust me, I'll be back. If you're looking...
And we are back. We were sitting here looking at the food on that commercial. I need to know what a WeHo is. Let's go ahead and bring up Counselor Nikki and our special guest, Miss Konita. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Good
So let me
morning.
introduce you guys. So at the top, well, raise your hand, wave Shanika. That is MrsJack, Shanika Jack. And then there is Counselor Nikki right there. And this is our new um, member, our new sister in our group. Her name is Miss Conita Riggs Walker. And she has Docs on Harvard, that restaurant from that commercial. Was that a the dessert? What is that?
Thank you so much for having me. The dessert is, and my name is Colnita Riggins Walker, and the dessert that you saw is called the Ahui Ho. It's the only dessert that is actually printed on the menu. We sometimes have special desserts, but Ahui Ho is Hawaiian for until we meet again.
Oh,
And it is a house-made banana, a banana muffin with a crumble top, served with vanilla bean ice cream and our house-made caramel.
Oh, that sounds delicious. Yes, ma'am. We're going to Ohio just so we can go out to Docs on Harvard. So Miss Conita is back, and she is back to talk about her foundation. Um, do you want to go ahead and tell us the name of your foundation, Miss Conita?
Yes, and thank you again so much for having me. The foundation is called Trent's Room, and Trent's Room is a safe space for Gen Zers and the community alike to be able to come and to unpack the trauma of COVID and any mental health issues they may be facing or dealing with. We're in partnership with our local CDC, the Harvard Community Service Center. We are located, and for the listeners out there, we are actually located in Cleveland, Ohio, in the Lee Harvard community. And we're in partnership with our CDC, which is the Harvard Community Service Center, and also Watson Community Center, literally 2 doors down from us, and they provide clinicians and counseling services when we have our events. So, and they also serve the community at large as well.
That is beautiful. That is beautiful. So what got you started? Tell us your story on starting this foundation.
So for the listeners who maybe did not see the broadcast on Monday, then one of the things, I'm the executive chef and owner of Docs on Harvard. I've been a chef all my life, and how the foundation came about was we were in the middle of the build of the restaurant. Docs on Harvard was my father-in-law's dentist practice for 6 decades. He operated in that building and serving the community for that long. During the build, my baby son unfortunately ended his. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. We can hear you.
My baby son Trent ended his life, and through that experience, it was devastating, and it will never make sense. And what I needed to do was to do something in honor of his legacy, and hence we have Trent's Room. The impact on an individual, a family, a community, then it trickles from a community into a nation. It is a ripple effect. And we, as a community, have to create safe places and places for us, especially within the Black community, because we already know the stigmas that are attached to mental health and the reluctancy at times to be able to speak openly about it exists. And I wanted to move into a place where we were sharing the narrative and creating a space for others to feel safe to share their stories and to come and to unpack that trauma.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm sure that you've heard this before, but it's so needed. And we appreciate you guys for taking something so painful and pulling from that and offering those who are still here the opportunity to know, don't give up.
Right.
You
Not only don't give up in your life, right? Keep living, keep going. But I really need to speak to those who are left in the wake of this, because there is, like I said, it is a ripple effect. There is a body and a community of people that I know personally, through a friend or someone who has heard of our situation or have come to Trent's Room's functions. We do a healing walk every year in November. This will be our fourth annual, actually it's our fifth annual healing walk. And we do an ice cream social and a holiday game night for the community. But not leaving the family, the family members, the loved ones, mothers, daughters, cousins, aunts, grandparents who are left in the wake of this tragedy and not really having an outlet to be able to unpack it, and through the restaurant. So they're all tied together. And so the story, if you could please go back and watch the broadcast of Our Plugs that was talking about the story of Docs on Harvard, because that's the precursor to Trent's Room, and that is part of the reason why God really wanted Docs on Harvard to be in the community. Remember that we received the vision from God to build a restaurant, and then this happened, right? Mm-hmm. And then this happened in the middle of it. And in transparency, I have to remain that way and to be authentic. That wave of grief surfaced yesterday. It carried over into today. Now, for the audience, the hurt and the loss and the impact of it will never go away. But that wave of grief hits sometimes so hard that it feels like it just happened yesterday. And that is why people need to have that connection, because everyone within our inner circle, within our family, because of the stigma of talking about and sharing about mental health challenges, they may not feel comfortable being able to go to them, or they may not lack the emotional bandwidth to be able to unpack that without being told, oh, girl, you just need to move on.
How?
And everybody's process of grief is different. Yeah. And we need to give a loving, safe, non-judgmental space for not only with the prevention of ending your life, with the prevention of that, but also being able to have family members come in and be able to unpack it. And if guests in restaurant, people came in and just through the hospitality and the spirit of love and safety that the restaurant provides, in authentic conversation. I remember the story because of the ahui ho. So people will say, what is the ahui ho? Ahui ho came about from when we memorialized Trent along with other family members. We took their remains to Hawaii, and during a Hawaiian ceremony, the officiant said, ahui ho, until we meet again. And I was inspired to create this dessert. So now with sharing the story, sharing the narrative and what happened, there have been families who have said, oh my goodness, I just became aware, or I lost my son, or I lost a nephew, or I'm so happy that I'm sad to hear of what has happened to you, but I'm really grateful that you're here and you're able to share this story, and we can have a space and a safe dialogue of something that we tragically share, but we can heal together, right? Mm-hmm.
Love that. Yeah.
I really appreciate what you've created in the Harvard Lee area, because there are a lot of, us Black folks who need somebody to talk to. But like you said, there's so much stigma attached to going and talking, especially for some of our younger folks or for men, that you create that space in the restaurant that allows people to come through there and just feel that energy, and then moving into hey, and we also have this available. That creates that extra bridge, to say, come on over, we can help you. And I love that in our community, because it is such a big stigma for us to keep things in the household, to not go to therapy, or when we do seek therapy, they don't look like us. Yeah. And so creating a situation in that area, I love this. This is awesome. I love that there's a bridge through the restaurant into, but let us help you also. I love that.
Yes, I commend you for it all, because I know that you have stepped into this, and you had a vision, and God spoke to you and told you that this would happen as far as Docs on Harvard. And I always say the devil is busy, but God is busier. Although we go through pain, and when I do see Adam and Eve, I'm going to smack them, because when we do go through pain, he always brings us through to let us know that I'm still here. I know you're hurting, but I'm still here. And you're right. Everyone's grief looks completely different. And you cannot tell people how to grieve, but you can be supportive while they grieve. And whether it's, going this healing walk in November, I think that is beautiful. It's going to be a beautiful time of the year. It's going to be, I hope it's not snow on the ground in November in Ohio. Is it?
No, it usually isn't. And this is where, we need the support in building the awareness, and to really touch on spreading, building community around this, and just opening up the dialogue. We put our events out on our Facebook page, so you can find Trent's Room at trentsroom.org, and also on Facebook. And we put the information out there, and we also put it out and all the events are free. Of course, there's no fee involved. Because we want to build awareness and spread the word for people to know that we're there, and we're growing. Every year there's been more and more participants, and I think, and also remember those when I was saying the other day about the young workers that came and started working at Docs, they were seniors in high school. Out of those, the young people who have come from the community and have gained employment at Docs on Harvard, and I said to you, at some point, all 5 of them have worked for us. Now they have left, but they come back. And this is what they say. They say, Chef, we come back because we feel safe. And they leave because it's just life circumstances, and they might need to pivot or something like that. But I've never had to let anyone go. And they feel they know that it's a nurturing space. They know that they're going to be listened to. They know that if they have a problem, one of our we have. You hear corporately around the open door policy. No, we really are open, and we have a family, and we create a culture of trust and a culture of sharing and a culture of unity in the workplace. And that's part of that mental health journey, right? And building healthy relationships, being able to talk it out, being able for them, if they're feeling some kind of way, that, hey, you know what? I feel safe enough where I can go and I can talk to Chef, or I can go and I can talk to one of my peers here. Yeah.
Wow.
I love that.
I think it's amazing. I think the greatest part about Trent's Room is the fact that somebody could potentially walk into the restaurant and need help that they couldn't afford, and walk in and get the help. That is just amazing. And you say Talk It Out, which just rung in my ear because that's the name of my other TikTok page. It's called Talk It Out. It's just a lot that's hitting me right now. But I just love the whole, trying to get people assistance because of our community. And just, I'm so sorry, for your loss for your son, because that, like you said, that healing, it's not going to heal. You just learn to deal with the day without the person, and you just learn how to push through. But the wave of emotions, they'll hit you out of the blue. But when we have our young people who have nobody to speak to, you know, we don't always make it comfortable for men, young men, or our teenagers to come to someone for help. You know, it's not something we talk about, and we need to change. We need to change that and make it our vocabulary to ask our children and say, hey, you know, what's going on, and be able to recognize. And we talk about things like that here on our plugs. We give advice on how to communicate with the children to find out if something is going on when otherwise they wouldn't tell you.
Absolutely.
And I think that's a perfect segue into not just the children, but the family collectively. And what you said, that I am so grateful and thankful to be here and to be a part of our plugs, is the connection. So I'm going to tell you what happened between Monday's broadcast and today. And this is part of the dialogue in the community. And Coach Nikki was talking about being intentional about journaling, being intentional about manifesting that culture that we're needing around us. And I know that God makes no mistake. And just the mere fact that Miss Morningstar came into the restaurant, saw what we were doing, invited me to the show. Here we are, 2 interviews into our second interview, and what I had said that I needed before she came into the space that you guys know nothing about was that I need to build connection with Black women that can hold me, because I know I needed to be held. And here we are, and all of this is here. And I thought to myself, if I am a Black woman, as an entrepreneur, as a grieving mother, as just whatever hat I'm wearing, whatever it is that I'm embodying, I knew that I needed to connect with my sisterhood and build this connection. And that has happened by me being here. And it happened yesterday with some wonderful, wonderful acts of service where we were able to pour into one another through that authentic, organic connection, which ties into the community that we're building so that we can feel safe to unpack life, because mental health is all a part of our lives, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
So thank you.
More for us as a collective.
Thank you for joining us, because, you know, it makes me feel good to hear this, because this is what we need. There's not one person walking this earth that can get through all of this by themselves. It's too much. It's a lot.
A sisterhood. So you have now stepped into a sisterhood, and I'm gonna give you a little warning, because we are emotional with each other.
Yes, we are.
We are the most supportive group. My mom passed away April 1st. I called Kitty in the middle of my trauma. I called Kitty, and I hear Kitty crying just as hard as I am. And it devastated her as well. And I got the support and the calls and the talks and just everything that I needed from a group of people that I didn't know I needed until I met this group of people. And it's just, like you said, that community, that connection, but we all have a love for each other, and you have stepped into it, honey.
You have, and welcome, because we need each other. We really Go ahead, Nikki. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, you know, it's easy too for us to get lost in what our purpose is and what we're supposed to be doing. And then sometimes we don't take our own advice. So, you know, we have to make sure we're taking care of ourselves as well, so that we can be here for the people that we want to help or serve. So I love your transparency. I love how you're putting these things together and saying, you know, I was working on these things for myself while I was doing A, B, C, and D. So I love to hear that, because we often forget about ourselves, especially as Black women. You know, we're just like, we go into fix it mode or what do I need to do mode, and we forget about what I need for me. You know, so I love to hear you talk about that and being intentional and saying, you know what, I'm missing a few things. I need this in my life. So I love that. And thank you for just being transparent about everything. I love that.
Yeah.
I do too. It makes me feel good because I know that this is a sisterhood that I didn't think. I mean, I knew I needed it when my mom left, and we shut it down because I shut it down because I just couldn't. I didn't want to do it without her. But then after Kamala, that's our sister right there, and Michelle Obama. It was just like, okay, so we were talking. Let's start it back up. You know, I've already got the platform. I just never, I shut it down. I just put it on hiatus because I didn't have the motivation to continue on. And then now look at us. We continue to grow. We continue to support each other, and it makes you feel better that you're not doing this by yourself. I can call any of my sisters any time of day or night, and they're going to pick up that phone and say, what's going on? And if it's a group call we need to get on, that's what we're gonna do. We group call. We do, and it's part of just getting through because we're all in one way or another walking the same path. It may not look exactly the same, but we're all walking that path, and it's nice to have a girlfriend or a sister to help you walk through it.
Absolutely. I wanted to say this too on that note about sometimes doing the hard thing when we don't want to, right? And I'm so thankful that you got the wind and the energy beneath you to help you relaunch this, because we spoke about the enemy and the graciousness of God, and many times when we shut down, that discouragement through whatever circumstances that has occurred is going to take community sometimes to build us and or us holding ourselves. So even earlier in our conversation, I was considering, because that grief carried over into today. And what is authenticity to me? Authenticity to me is me showing up organically, not suppressing who I am or my present appearance, so that I can make other people feel comfortable, including myself. So I was very uncomfortable earlier, and I said, commit to yourself, stay true to yourself, commit to going on the show, because you never know who is listening, whose life this might change. And it is going to make me feel better because it's all about serving. So thank you so much for being here for me. I feel so much better. Thank you.
And I'm so glad that you do, Conita.
Thank you.
I feel like I've never met you. And our first conversation was at least an hour-long conversation, but we all share that same common bond. We are all empathetic. We're women. We're Black women, and we know that we all have, we've all have a burden to bear, but we all have each other while we bear it. And we're here for the joy. We're here for the life experience and the journey. And sometimes that journey is completely, yes, it's a complete breakdown, but then it's so uplifting. Before you leave, before we go to commercial, I wanted to say, number one, if you want to reach out to Trent's Room, it's trentsroom.org. You can also follow the page on Facebook.
Just spell it, and I'll put it in the chat.
Yes, Trent.
It's TRENTSROOM.org, trentsroom.org.
Yes, and reach out, and you never know when you need someone. And one more thing, please, 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 if you find yourself in a situation where you're not okay, please dial 311. Speak with someone. There are people that are there to listen. There are people that are there to help. Please don't give up. Please. Miss Conita, you know, you have a special place in my heart. And we're going to bring you back, of course. When is this walk in November? Let me write it down in case I can fly up there. As long as there's no snow on the ground, I can probably make it.
So the annual Walk of Healing is always the first weekend in November, and so it coincides with Trent's birthday. So his birthday is November 6th. And so we usually do the walk either on that Saturday or that Sunday. If you like and follow the organization on Facebook, then you will see the postings there. Our next event that is going to take place is our community ice cream social. So that is going to be coming up the midweek of September. We're going to get that out there, and then that way people come, we gather. It's like one of those little fall festivals, and we do games, and we have clinicians on site to be able to serve if anyone would need to speak with a clinician in partnership with Watson Community Center, as well as, you know, our CDC, the Harvard Community Service Center. I had an opportunity to, this is a little off topic, but there's an organization called Vibrant, and I had the opportunity to engage and be in the audience to hear this Black platform, and they were addressing the stigmas of Black mental health. And I'm mentioning this because the gentleman of that organization is what their goal is to spread community awareness about suicide prevention and mental health within the Black community. So hopefully we can have that conversation and get them to build more awareness, not only about Trent's Room, but other organizations that are out there that need to build awareness within other communities as well.
Absolutely. And if you can pass on the information for Vibrant as to me, I can definitely reach out, because we want to bring those organizations on the show and connect with them. It's all about the connection. And that's how we connect, how we continue to grow, is we reach one, and that one brings another one on, and that one brings another one on, until we build up, because we're not in this alone. We've got each other. I am my sister's keeper. Yes. I am my brother's keeper. Okay. And we as Black people, we as kings and queens, we deserve to love on each other, in spite of this crazy system that we're in. We deserve it. We deserve it. Miss Conita, it has been an absolute pleasure speaking with you. I will reach out to you after the show. We will talk again. I thank you so much for your time. We're going to go to commercial break. I'm going to go ahead and drop you down, and I'll talk to you after the show. Thank you so much. Please.
Thank you for having me.
I said hello. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Good evening. Good morning.
Yeah. You are listening to Our Plugs, the Community Connection on WKRA 92.7, The Change. We'll be right back after this quick commercial break.
Advertising with Our Plugs. The Community Connection opens doors to a whole new ballgame. Radio advertising is affordable, powerful, and puts your business directly in front of the people who want to support you. Plus, customers can easily find and connect with you anytime through our online directory. If you're ready to grow your brand, expand your reach, and stay connected to the community, sign up today. Visit ourplugs.com and register now. That's ourplugs.com. Plug into your community.
What's up, everybody? Scott Cologne, District Attorney and candidate for the United States Senate for the great state of Mississippi. I had a great time talking about my campaign with the crew at the Community Connection morning radio show. I'm running because Mississippi matters. Our families are paying more for less, and our rural hospitals are under serious threat. I spent my career fighting for my community, and I'll bring that same fight to Washington. Folks in the Holly Springs area and worldwide should check out our convo and visit cologneforsenate.com, because Mississippi matters.
Hi, everyone. I'm Mara Keller. retired Army Lieutenant Colonel and candidate for Congress in Georgia's 3rd District. Now, I'm running because too many decisions in Washington are being made without listening to the people that they affect, whether it's public safety, veterans care, education, or protecting our constitutional rights. These aren't partisan issues. If you believe our government should work for everyday Americans and not special interests, I invite you to stand with us. Your donations help keep this grassroots campaign people-powered. Every donation fuels our voter outreach, ads, and our shared fight for a better Georgia. Visit MaraKeller.com to donate today. Let's finally serve the people who send us to Washington. And a huge thanks to DJ Kitty Cat 50 for the energy and the spotlight. Let's keep pushing.
Hello, my name is Siva Turner, the founder of our nonprofit, Carter's Caring Hands. And what Carter Caring Hands does, we help families keep food on their tables here in the Michigan area. If you'd like to support us, go to Carter'sCaringHands.com or our plugs, OURPLUGS.com. Donate whatever you can, because every penny counts, every dollar folds, and together, you and I can uphold the dignity in the communities we serve. Thank you.
Fall's fashion is finally here at Morningstar Boutique by Tam. From soft, cozy sweaters to stylish cardigans, whether you're heading to work, brunch, or date night, we have the perfect look waiting for you. Check us out at ourplugs.com for your style needs, where style meets confidence.
And we are back. You are listening to Our Plugs, the Community Connection on WKRA 92.7, The Change. Nikki, is something going on with your internet, baby? You are a whole pix. Oh, there you are. I don't know what that was.
I thought that was mine, because you know mine will trip out.
Yeah, in a heartbeat. But no, that was a whole pixel. You know how that movie Pixels, that's all we saw were pixels on yours. Anyhow, welcome back. We are back. We are going to jump into how's your mental health, overdose awareness, and prevention. All right, ladies, I'm going to hand it over to you. What are we talking about today?
Well, you know, I always try to say why it's important and why we should talk about it first. So this is something that's important because in 2024, there were 79,384 overdose unalivings. And this is for educational purposes, because if I say names and stuff, I don't want it to be an issue. But
educational and entertainment purposes only.
Yes.
Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram.
Yes. So like there was an emergence of like fentanyl, and people, you know, you can't tell if it's in there or not, but people were cutting stuff with that so that their stuff feels, you know, you want to come back because mine is better. And so that, you know, up the number of overdoses that were happening because you can't tell what is in something. So this is a really good topic. One of the best ways to work with something and to bring awareness is to talk about it, to teach about it, so that it takes away the shame and the stigma surrounding substance use. And it gives people, what can I do? You know, it gives you some things to kind of put in your toolbox. And if this is to happen, here's what I need to do. So that's why it's important.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, that's sweet. That jumped right into some of mine. But yes, we're going to talk about some of the signs of overdosing and some of the prevention and response actions. My own personal ones that I wrote myself go into what Nikki was saying. One is, do not take street drugs from someone you don't know. And that goes into what Nikki was saying as far as, you know, buying from people if you're a regular user, which is not a good thing. But when you buy things from people you don't know what you're getting. You know, we do not have actual pharmacists that are actually doing these things on the street. And some people shy away from talking about reality. This is really a reality thing. I lost a family member and she took something that was stronger and she passed away. So it's very important to say that to people that can actually say, hey, yeah, I know somebody that this did happen to. So don't take something from somebody you don't know. If it's not your
Pharmacists or your doctor.
Right. The second one is do not experiment with other people's prescription medication. Their dose isn't your dose. They're prescribed to you for a reason. You don't know what's in it. I'm pretty sure the person that's using it don't know the chemicals or the materials, that's the ingredients that's in the medication. You may be allergic to something. Your dose may not be their dose. You may weigh 100 pounds. They may weigh 300 pounds, and their dose is specific for them and their body types, you know? So you can't just take other people's medications. Tylenol is a difference because of a headache. Nobody's going to take a whole handful of Tylenol unless they're trying to end their life. But that's something normal. I can give you a Tylenol. But my prescription medication for something that I need or an ailment that I have is not for you to experiment on. Okay.
Also,
go ahead.
Like you were saying, like taking other people's medications or getting medications off the street or from off the internet. Sometimes they're counterfeit pills. You don't know what is in that.
Yes.
You know,
I mean,
so sometimes you
sell you anything off the internet. They sell you anything. Who knows if it's real?
Right. If it's coming from another country. Yeah.
A documentary on selling fake.
Yes.
It's supposed to be like caffeine. Caffeine pills.
Yes.
But it was also like weed somehow. Cannabis. And they were selling out at the gas stations. I forgot the name of the bottle.
Well, in some states they're outlawing it, but at the end of the day, let's just be honest with ourselves. This is your body that you're putting foreign substances in. And I'm with you. I have lost unfortunately, several family members to these things that are on the street. And during this period, they reported it on our local news that there was an influx in specific neighborhoods and they were telling people that whatever's in that neighborhood, whatever you're buying, it is the potency was unaliving people. So when I went to this funeral of a young lady, and I'm not going to say any names or business, but she had unalived. I looked around, and it was in a black neighborhood. It's on the black side of Houston.
Of course.
And when I tell you, I looked at the cemetery, and this is no joke. I counted at least 20 other families in the cemetery burying their loved ones at the same time.
Ooh, because the thing, like Nikki said earlier, we got to understand when you're talking about the F drug, when you're talking about fentanyl, trigger warning.
Yes, trigger warning.
It takes a minute, very, very, very minute amount to actually use it for what they use it for in the hospital.
Very minute amount.
Who are trained on how much to give you per your body weight, per whatever you have to do. When you're talking about street fentanyl, you don't have an actual pharmacist. You don't know the dosage. One person may get a little bit more, and that little bit more is enough to end your life. And you won't know it until you're
gone. You won't even know it.
You won't really pretty much know it because you're going to be passing away. So that's why we're saying, you don't know what you're taking. You don't know the mixture. You don't know the recipe or the ingredients and the strengths of what is in each little pill. And so, go ahead.
So we've got 2 comments on TikTok. Teresa St. John's, aka Soldier Summit, said the street pharmacy is deadly. A band member lost 2 daughters that way. That is horrible. Wiz says some of the stuff sends you into psychosis, and it does because you don't know what's in it. And then Maud said some parents allow their kids too much room, and they roam the streets, time with their friends, and they're unaware. And that is the truth because, you don't know I know what's going on in my household. I don't know what's going on in my neighbor's household.
The other thing is that can be absorbed through touching, through the smell, and so it can be absorbed in other ways. Even if you were just with someone and you touched the bag to say, "Oh my gosh, what happened?"
Now
It can be absorbed.
Now you're laying down because you passed out. You can't even breathe. People have to use it with a mask, the powder substance, and it comes in different forms. It's not just powder; it comes in liquid. That is a very, very dangerous drug. So I know why there's so much charges that'll come, many charges that'll come with distributing it, because it is very dangerous. But children, we got to understand, our kids are dealing with peer pressure. Back in the day, it was cigarettes. It was like, hey, we want to go down in the basement in somebody's house and we're going to smoke and spray a little air freshener
or Mary Jane. But now, and it's important for us to talk to our kids. Please talk.
Exactly.
Start in elementary. Okay?
It starts that young.
Elementary. Don't wait until, he's only in second grade. Look.
What? My third one says, do not let your children watch you use substances because they will get curious. Children learn by what they see. And then in the household, there's a higher probability of them doing the same thing. Like, I grew up around smokers. I never wanted to smoke. That's different. Both of my brothers smoke cigarettes because they grew up with my mom smoking cigarettes. So when you're seeing your parents or whomever in the house doing it in front of kids are going to be curious because they want to know, why are you acting like that? I want to act like that. It's a curiosity. So please try to hide that from your children. It's you should have them taken away from you anyway if you're doing that in front of your children. But same thing with drinking. Go ahead.
Yeah, and also talking to your children about. When I was working with the government at one point. I did a lot of work. We did some work with the DA, and he talked about and showed us packages of candy, gummy bears, suckers, stickers that had these things in it. And so talking to your child too about not eating or taking things like that, and which is hard, because they're kids. Not doing that. And we even heard some reports, like the last couple of years, I've been hearing more and more reports of some child bought some gummy bears to school and all these kids are in the hospital.
I read that. Yes, they took the gummy bears to school and they shared them with their friends. And 20 of them, I think it was about 20 kids got sick because it was MJ. I think it was MJ.
No, it had shrooms in it.
Right.
Why? So is how can that child even get to that? I mean, this is a breakdown of a parent, because a child is going to be a child. It's up to the parents. I'm checking backpacks. If Blake was a girl, I'm checking purses. My kids didn't have privacy. When they felt like they wanted to tell me I need my privacy, I took the door off their room.
Every room in the house was my mama room.
Do not close my door.
Don't close a door. You better not slam a door ever.
Took doors off of rooms.
But you knew there was a probability that your parents would come in that room, right? We had the level of fear of nosiness that we wouldn't even bring it in the house. But now you have it in cookies, you have it in snacks. There's a high market for edibles. Edibles are dangerous, people. Just because it look good don't mean it's gonna taste good too, but you got to know what you're doing. Okay, use it in moderation. My number 4 was call your sponsor or go to rehab if you're thinking about relapsing, because the thoughts are there and they may lead to action eventually. So that's for the people that have already gone through rehab. You have a substance abuse problem. When you start having those thoughts, please call your sponsor. Please go do whatever you need to do, because when you've been off of something for a long time, you kind of forget. Your body is detoxing. It's not used to the amount that you got it used to, So when you try to start back, you may take too much. You may go off of your last dosage instead of realizing that your body was trying to flush it out. That's too much. Okay. Yeah. This is reality, people. We're not talking about MJ addiction. That's not even, is that real? Like
another
real,
risk, another risk too is using different substances, right, together. So, you know, you might be drinking something and then you take something. That's a high risk for overdose. Or I've had people say, well, I take this to get me up and then I was too up, so I took this to bring me back down. That's a high risk. So mixing substances also is very dangerous. And people think, well, I've been doing this for a while. I know what I'm doing. You are not you don't know what you're doing. You shouldn't be mixing those things. You're not a pharmacist. You don't know the chemical breakdown of that. You don't know what else is in there, like we were saying. So, you know, mixing substances is also puts you at high risk.
Absolutely, and it doesn't get any better. But I also want to touch on the fact that alcohol is also addicting. So we're not just talking about overdosing on, you know, the F and the pills and all that. We're also talking about you could have alcohol poisoning.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
and you know what?
To the point that you're blind drunk is crazy. Go ahead, Nikki.
Alcohol's withdrawal symptoms are very dangerous. Alcohol is one of those things that a lot of people, if you end up going to the hospital, you have to get detoxed out of at the hospital because you can pass away from the withdrawal symptoms from alcohol. So people think, oh, it's legal. Yes, but it's very damaged. It can damage a lot of, you know, things. You can end up in the hospital in a coma. You can have physical, you know, things that happen that you can't change. It's a lot of stuff that can happen. Yeah. So, you know, it is dangerous. And it's one of the things that you need to detox sometimes from with help in the hospital because you can not wake up.
Yeah,
that's the one that'll send you into convulsions and triggers. Your body will start convulsing, and there's nothing you can do physically to stop it. So you really need to be in a hospital setting. And alcohol, people think just because they think in their mind they can moderate it. They think they have got a handle on it because I've been doing this a long time, so I know my limit. You'll hear a lot of alcoholics say, "I know my limit." They don't. Because there shouldn't be a limit, but they think they have a limit.
At the end of the day, if you buy a whole bottle and it's gone by the end of the day, come on, baby, we need to get gone and go and get
you have an addiction.
You have an addiction, and I don't knock people who drink. I will have a drink, but it's not on the forefront of my mind. But everybody you have to live your own life.
I'm a weak
drinker. You have
drinker.
to be aware of what you're doing with your body. You know, you only got one of these. This once it's over, baby, it's gone.
I'm gonna give you a couple signs of an overdose.
Yes,
because I know we're kind of pressed for time too. So some of the signs of an overdose: unconsciousness or no response when shaken or spoken to. That should scare you. The normal person should be awoken by a jolt or a shake or something. So
or somebody
they're not waking up, or start talking to. It don't take a lot for me. Something's not right. Slow, shallow, or stopped breathing. Stop is very. I'm confused when it says stopped. That person needs immediate 911 attention. But normal breathing is a rhythm. If it starts getting slower and shallower or stops completely, that may be an overdose. Choking sounds, gurgling or deep snoring noises. If you've never looked at the video of, he's a rapper from Atlanta. Can't think of his name, but there's a video on YouTube of his brother explaining what Rich Homie Quan, his brother was explaining that he saw him that night, and he said he was just snoring real hard, real loud on the floor with food in his mouth. Yes, you got to watch it. It's so obvious that they should have called help, but that they said he was doing that, snoring real loud, deep. Blue, gray, or pale skin, lips or nails, tiny pinpoint pupils. Okay, that's it.
And the skin is clammy. It kind of is clammy to touch.
like deceased people. Like for me, if my skin turns gray, please call 911 because I'm dark. And it should not get that shade of nothing. Blue is for whitey people. Pale skin, pale lips, blue lips, you are losing oxygen. Some of the prevention and response actions carry naloxone. Keep a nasal spray or injectable reversal kit nearby.
What's the name of it?
Uses opioids. Naloxone.
Naloxone. Yeah.
Naloxone.
And naloxone, you can get naloxone in all 50 states now over the counter. You used to not be able to get it over the counter, but now you can get it over the counter. And also you can get the kits that where you can practice, where it teaches you how to use the naloxone. And if you have a substance use diagnosis, and you had opiates as your substance that you use, they will give you a naloxone kit. And you should tell your family, your friends, and everybody where it's at. So if they see these signs and symptoms, they can immediately give you a dose. Once you do that naloxone spray in each nostril, in 2 to 3 minutes, it will bring the person out of it.
Okay, so naloxone is the nasal spray. We're so used to what's the other one? Because it's
Narcan.
Not the Narcan because it's like the EpiPen. We're used to that one. So naloxone is the nasal spray. So there's two now.
There only used to be the one, and that was harder for people to use. With the spray, it's just like if you have the nasal spray for your Flonase or something, or Nasonex. It's like that, except for it's like a little bitty thing. It just looks like the pump on the top of it, and you literally just put it in your nose and you're spraying in each nostril. It's a lot easier to administer, and then anybody can do it.
And it brings that person who's overdosing back.
2 to 3 minutes.
In 2 to 3 minutes.
Yeah.
If they're not already gone.
Right. Support breathing. Turn the person on their side to stop choking and perform CPR if you are trained. And that's big on if trained, because you can actually unalive somebody if you don't know how to do CPR correctly. Use fentanyl strips. Test substances for dangerous synthetic opioids before use. There's strips. Now, I don't know where to get those strips.
You can probably get them from the pharmacy. If you're going out with your girlfriends drinking, you need to have those strips and put it in your drink to make sure your drink isn't spiked.
Yes. And then call 911. Always get emergency help immediately. Most areas have medical amnesty laws protecting the callers from arrest for minor possession. Minor possession, less than a half a gram of such and such, or a small amount. Please make sure when you call 911 that you're giving them the right information. The embarrassment has gone out the window. We don't care about you being embarrassed. My friend might have taken, I don't know, she might know. You say, hey, she took this, he took this. So they know exactly how to come and treat you without having to fumble around.
Be transparent. Yes,
please be transparent. And then you can always call SAMHSA, which is the Substance Abuse Mental Health Support National Hotline at 1-800-662-4357 for a free confidential treatment referral.
And the other thing too about naloxone is if the person is not overdosing on an opiate, it's not going to hurt them. Also, it can wear off. So you may have to do more than that dose, the initial dose, because if it takes them longer to get there, it could wear off. So
and they start overdosing again?
It should wear off. Get back in those, getting symptoms going.
Yeah. So if you take enough of something, your body is going to react. It's just like sleeping pills. If you take too many sleeping pills, that's going to jolt you. The medication might jolt you back awake, but that stuff is still inside your body. You still got to get to the hospital to get it pumped out so the effects can try to, go away. You're not taking the substance out. You're just,
You're just waking that person up so that they can
go so they can breathe. You're letting them breathe again. Because remember, they're having trouble breathing. That's one of the things. Either they may not be breathing or they're having trouble breathing. So it's helping them to breathe again, to get that oxygen going in their body again. But they still need to go to the hospital. They still need 911 to come help them, to continue that process. But you're getting there and you're making a huge difference, because if they are, if you're deprived oxygen in your brain for a long period of time, that has lasting issues, or you may not make it. So this is giving you a chance.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Ladies, thank you so much. You know, we are at the end of the show. This has been a very enlightening and informative show. I love it when you ladies come on because you give us so much knowledge, things that I didn't even know about. I didn't know about the how do you say it?
Naloxone.
Yeah. I didn't know about that. And I'm learning, you know, we don't think about it because we're so busy in our own bubbles, but someone out there needed to hear this today. I want you guys to take heed and think about your lives. Any last words? We're going to start with you, MrsJack. Any last words for our listening audience?
Please don't experiment. Don't experiment with things that you do not know. Do not take anybody else's medication. And please, please, please talk with your kids about what may be getting passed around and offered to them at school and how to say no.
Absolutely. Thank you, MrsJack. Thank you. Miss Nikki, Counselor Nikki, any last words, honey?
Yes. Naloxone, you can get it at the pharmacy. You can talk to your primary care provider. You can go to the health department. It is out here for you to get. And they have classes on how to use it. Also, if you are feeling like you're going to harm yourself or someone else, please call 988, call or text 988, call 911, or go to the nearest emergency room. Help is available.
Yes, thank you so much. I want everybody to take heed to what we discussed today. Today was a topic that we needed to get out. I hope everyone has a wonderful Wednesday out in Holly Springs. Drink plenty of water. It's going to be a hot one. It's going to be scorching. Wait until the evening to go for your 30-minute walk. Enjoy your family. Love on each other. And we'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow is Political Tea with DJ and Denim. I don't know if I'm going to let the real Duce Poppy come on because I already know that he's going to come on and clown. And I am so sick of him, y'all. I don't know. We shall see. I don't know. Yeah, pray for me because y'all know how he cuts up. And if he doesn't have that press pass, I'm going to that company myself and knocking on the door. Please get this man his press pass.
He got to keep you on your toes. Somebody got to keep you on your toes. He said he takes his job seriously.
He's been fired. You guys have a wonderful day. Thank you, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Thank you, WKRA 92.7 and change. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.
As we wrap up today's show, we want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in, tapping in, and staying connected to your community.
Remember, this platform exists to uplift Black-owned businesses, nonprofits, creatives, and community leaders who are doing the work that moves us forward.
Make sure you support today's guests. Share the show. Stay plugged into our plugs because when we support each other, we all rise.
Until next time, keep believing, keep building, and keep shining. You've got this.
You've been listening to Our Plugs, the community connection where communities meet opportunity. We'll see you next time.